if you could maybe share a little bit about yourself and how you qualify your gifts and talents.
Okay, so I would start with, I'm a psychic medium and I'm a channeler. And I think I'm pretty stinking adept at trance and meditation. So having never been hypnotized before, I have been able to get myself into a trance-like state on my own. But this is super stinking exciting because we have like an idea of the questions that we're going to go through that I've really been praying that I'll get some real clarity on. So I'm super excited about that. But with regards to my background, I have been seeing spirit and experiencing spirit as long as I can remember, back as early as like the age of 3. And what's fascinating too is it's not just souls that have crossed to the other side, pardon me, and have had a human experience, but it's also souls or spirit that has not had a human experience. So yeah. So and of course the psychic part is where I can tap into people's energy and kind of view and feel their past, present, and future. So I think that's about it in a nutshell.
It's so cool. It's so amazing. And what I would love maybe for you to share even just briefly on is, I know, or at least I believe I remember you had shared that this is a gift that maybe scared you or you didn't know what to do with it for quite some time.
Yeah, because I was
pushed it away, or like you didn't really accept this part of you for a while, right?
Yeah, it's interesting because like if I was going to have the possibility of getting into a car accident or actually getting into a car accident, I would be advised by my guides. And, sometimes I'd be like, well, let's just put our seatbelt on and be careful, kind of thing. And I accepted that part of it. But because I grew up in a very religious family, a big Irish Catholic family, very, very loud, very big, I was not encouraged, like if I would see my deceased dog in the house and I'd mention it, my family would be like, well, no, that's not, he's dead, kind of thing. So I was never really encouraged to follow the path. And then of course, because I'm now in my 60s, back in the day, it wasn't readily accepted. So, and having worked in the Fortune 500 company realm for so long, it certainly wasn't accepted there. So I kept it very quiet. Yeah.
And can I ask, what was it that gave you, maybe not the confidence, maybe confidence isn't the right word, but the trust or the acceptance to really open yourself up to the psychic medium ability that you have, A, and then B, to be as bold and brave and courageous enough to then share that with others and offer it as a healing tool?
It's, for me, these things didn't happen overnight. It was kind of a process. So having experienced cancer, and then a couple of years after that, having experienced ayahuasca, it was kind of an unfolding, like like peeling back the layers on an onion, perhaps, where it's one step at a time. And as I became more clear about why I'm on this journey, this is it. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And being brave, brave enough to hear the messages and go, I don't know what the heck this means, but, I'm hearing about a tricycle and, with a cowboy hat or whatever, just being able to trust those messages, even though they don't mean anything to me, was also part of the process.
Yeah. What I hear you describing is such an invitation to trust. And I know
Absolutely.
it's often said that anyone can unlock these skills and talents. Do you believe that to be true?
I certainly do. I
Mm.
absolutely do. I think that, it's like tuning a radio. So if you're, you know, on an AM band and that's where you live, and the speech with um, entities and who we truly are, a divine eternal soul, um, is on FM. You just have to switch bands, tune it in. It's a matter of, sometimes you have to search for it. I think, when like if I don't meditate for months on end, um, it's not as easy to click in, so I keep up on my meditation and my channel, I guess you would say. Well,
Yeah.
that's clever. Yeah, so it's a practice.
Mm.
And the spiritual, when people say spiritual work, it really is. It's delightful work. It's my heart song, but it is work. At least for me,
Yeah.
it's not something I can just kind of cruise around and ignore.
Mm.
I have to keep on it.
Yeah, right. It's a practice. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and practice is a great word, isn't it? Just like any other practice, you have to stay on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is out of sheer curiosity. When you are channeling, oh, and of course, here comes Healing Kitty, of course.
Hello, Chad.
When you are channeling and receiving what you're receiving, is it a body feel? Are you seeing images? It's a knowing, a combination of it all? I'm just personally curious.
Yeah, since I've had this for so stinking long, I didn't even know, when I started going, okay, this is the avenue I'm supposed to go down. I had heard reference to the clairs, like clairaudient and all of those. I don't really, I'm not very proficient at that. But at the names, like people would say, I'm a star seed, and I'm like, okay, let me go look that up because I don't quite know, what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So um, when I need to go, well, not all the time, but for a full reading, if I'm going to do a full reading for someone, I
Mhm.
go into a really deep meditation. I actually do my readings before I get the person on the phone or on the Zoom or however we're doing it, or in
Mm.
person. I do the whole reading before I even sit down with them. So when I get into that meditative state, I most of my work is done by vision. So I'll get a picture of an infant in vitro, and so I'll be able to see that, and then I'll hear, okay, this child did not make it through.
Mm.
Um, so I hear, I see, and then I get body feelings too. Like if somebody is having dementia or having an
Mm.
experience with that in their human form, I get a feeling in my brain, or I'll get a feeling in my chest if somebody's died of a heart attack, and I know it's not my feeling, but they're showing me through my body. So those are my three primary avenues to receiving messages.
Yeah. And you know what?